Am I the a-hole for telling my dad there will be no making up for missing my high school graduation? I'm 18 male, graduating high school at the end of this month. My dad dropped the bomb on me 2 nights ago that his stepdaughter, 14 female, has an award ceremony for some competition she entered and won in another state on that same day, and that she really wants him to be there. He told me he couldn't possibly make it to both, and since his wife and their children together will be going, he needs to be there too. He told me he would make it up to me and we could celebrate another time. I still live with him, not for much longer. My mom died when I was 7, and my dad got married again when I was 11 or 12. It's been a few years anyway. His stepdaughter never knew her bio dad, so my dad has accepted her as his own. And he has prioritized her a lot in the last 5-6 years. It doesn't always show in the most obvious ways, but it can be felt. Father-son time was put on an indefinite hiatus, and instead, Dad told me we needed to include her in our time together, but he also spent time with just her for father-daughter time. I brought it up to my dad, and he told me I wasn't exactly making an effort to be closer to her, so he wanted us all to bond, and didn't want me to just focus on my relationship with him. He has attended her dance things instead of my basketball games if they're on at the same time. It doesn't matter if mine was known about first, he will still skip my stuff to go to hers. He will take us on family days, and whenever he and his wife say, "Kids can choose," he picks her choices over mine. He claims it's because they will be the most fun for everyone, but really, he even says it afterward, anything his little princess wants. Our refrigerator and our shower broke at the same time. His stepdaughter's birthday was coming up, so he took money from my birthday fund to pay for that stuff, and so his stepdaughter would definitely get what she wanted, this Barbie house thing and a whole fashion set, and they were, I think Dad said, $250. He didn't get all the money back by the time my birthday came around, so instead, he bought me a $1.30 gift card for Steam when he had promised me a new monitor and keyboard for my computer. That was a gift from my grandparents. When my dad told me he wouldn't be at my graduation to go and support her, I told him there is no making up for that, and he can forget about being included in my life going forward. He told me he would make it up to me, and I told him I will always come second to his little princess, and I'm not going to be okay with that. I told him he's discarded me for the last time. Dad begged me to be reasonable, but I walked away. Then I invited both sets of grandparents who agreed to come. His wife told me I could have come with them, and I don't need to attend the ceremony, but could support my sister. I said her daughter's not my sister, and I do not want to support their family anymore, and I will be out of their hair soon. She called me selfish and told me I can't deny her daughter a dad. Am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole. Graduating high school is a big milestone. It's creditable your dad wants to be there for his stepdaughter. He needs to maintain balance though, and I feel he should have made time for a once-in-a-lifetime thing for you. I hope you still enjoy your day, and many congratulations.
That balance never existed. Once she came into his life, he prioritized her every step of the way.
I'm so sorry. I do hope you have other supportive people in your life. All the very best to you.
Wow, what a horrible way to keep showing you don't matter to them. Totally not the a-hole, and congrats on the freedom that awaits you. I'm impressed by your clarity of thinking. Took me much longer to get that level of understanding. If not done already, get your plan started or refined further. The shame they are hiding may cause some additional grief and manipulation. You got this, good luck. Life is very sweet without constant disappointment.
Really, I only want to matter to him, but time and time again he has shown me that I don't.
Massive, not the a-hole. Besides the fact that that's his stepdaughter, high school graduation trumps essentially all childhood activities in priority of attendance by parents.
Am I the a-hole for bringing a generic product versus the name brand I was asked to bring? This seems so silly to me, but it became such a big deal, I have to ask. Last weekend, my girlfriend's family hosted a barbecue. I was always raised to never show up anywhere empty-handed, so I asked my girlfriend's mom what I could bring. She asked that I grab the Cool Whip for a dessert she was making. Easy enough. I figured it won't be hard to find, so I decide to wait until morning to grab it on my way there. Well, I get to the store about 20 minutes before the barbecue starts, and they're somehow out of the name brand. They did, however, have the store brand's whipped topping. As I didn't have time to go to another grocery store, I just bought the generic brand and headed off. Upon arrival, I hand the bag to my girlfriend's mom. She opens it, looks inside, and gets a weird look on her face. She asks where the Cool Whip is. I say the store was out, but this is pretty much the same thing, right? She looks a little irritated with me, but just tells me to make myself at home. As I'm putting my stuff down, I hear her asking her husband to run to the store and grab the Cool Whip. I can't hear the entire conversation, but he must have asked, didn't I bring it? Because I then hear her say, I asked for one thing and he couldn't even deliver. Nothing else was said directly to me, but there were a few passive-aggressive remarks throughout the barbecue, such as when her husband arrived, name brand in hand, calling him her hero. When the dessert was served, she again made a comment about how it's made with real Cool Whip. I didn't want to make a scene, so I took it on the chin. When talking to my girlfriend about it later, she said that her mom was overdramatic, but I should have called her to ask if generic was okay. Or I could have gone to a different store. I asked if there was really a difference, and she said she doesn't know, but it was what I was asked to bring, so I should have communicated better. Again, this all sounds so stupid, but am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole. My dad is one of those generic, bad name, brand good people. My mom and I simply save the name brand containers, clean them, and replace them with the generic versions. Trust me, he hasn't noticed. Also, anyone who is using Cool Whip versus making homemade whipped cream doesn't have a leg to stand on when it comes to taste. The disrespect she showed a guest was gross, and I'd be avoiding being over there if you don't have to.
Not the a-hole. You all may not agree, but the mom was extremely rude in my opinion. Instead of being grateful, she stabbed OP in the back by talking trash about it. A gracious host is thankful, not condescending, making faces and talking crap. She's the a-hole. Your girlfriend should have called her mom out about it, privately of course. Edit. Her mom should have served what you bought, and I'm sure it would have tasted just fine.
Everyone sucks here. Cool Whip has a distinctive taste, and off-brand isn't identical. It also has added ingredients to stabilize it. It doesn't deflate over time like fresh whipped cream. You were asked to bring Cool Whip. If you couldn't bring Cool Whip, you should have called your girlfriend. You couldn't take 10 seconds to text her. Mom sucks because she was rude.
Whipped topping is stabilized whipped cream substitute, aka Cool Whip. OP didn't buy whipped cream. They bought stabilized whipped topping, the grocery store version instead of the outside company branded version, honey oat cereal instead of honey nut Cheerios. Regardless of preference, it is the same thing in essence. And you're right, she was rude as fuck because she didn't not clearly communicate the preference to OP, proceeded to be ungrateful, talk shit, and be horrible. She should have said, I actually meant the Cool Whip brand only, and if not, then let me know. OP is not the a-hole. To be honest, I'd be really miffed by this whole nonsense. Mother-in-law is a piece of work.
I'm just laughing about this. It's made with real Cool Whip? That's like saying it's made with real American cheese or real imitation crab meat. Anyway, you perhaps could have communicated better, but the passive aggressiveness of your girlfriend's mom wasn't called for either. If you want to smooth things over, you could call her to apologize, explain that you didn't understand the importance of it being a particular brand, and that in the future, she can count on you to bring exactly what's specified. This would earn you some brownie points with her and doesn't really cost you anything because that's probably what you do in the wake of this incident anyway. I am a bit concerned, however, that your girlfriend didn't call out her mother's passive-aggressive behavior. That's something to watch out for. Not the a-hole.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos.